If life is stuck, it's not because of your circumstances, it's because of your identity. And there is a reason for that. And no, it's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because most of us were taught that the world works a certain way, when in reality, it works in a completely different way. We grew up believing that reality happens to us. Something happens, we react, and we arrange our lives around it. But if you're living like that, you're not manifesting. You are surviving. You are operating from the identity of a victim, not a creator. We are always manifesting, but manifesting a change, manifesting what you want, only starts when you shift out of life is happening to me, things are happening to me, and into things are happening through me and because of me. When you understand this, when you shift your identity, then reality starts reorganizing itself around you. So today, I'm walking you through core ideas that will completely change the way that you look at situations, circumstances, and your own power. Because your identity shapes your reactions, and your reactions shapes your experiences. And if you don't change your identity, if you don't shift the way that you believe you are and your life is, then in the 3D, nothing can ever truly change. But before we begin, if you're new here, welcome. I am Elle, and I share insights to help you shift your mindset, your energy, and your reality. And if you're ready to take this to the next level, please check out the description box below for my website and all the details on coaching. But right now, let's get into it, guys. In a few weeks, we are going to be welcoming a new year, but that year is only going to be new, to be different, if we embody a different identity. I wanted to make this video to help you understand that for you to get the things that you want, you have to start thinking and feeling like the person who can make that happen. So all the information that we are going to talk about today are extremely important for you to prepare yourself to not only welcome the new year, but welcome the new you. Let's take a look at what we are taught versus how reality works. We learn that reality happens to us, but in reality, it happens for us and through us. If you're feeling stuck, then it's because you are in victim state and you feel like things can change, or you can change how you feel because the events are not changing. In this case, you are not thinking like a manifestor, you are thinking like a reactor. So this here is what most people believe to be true. An external event happens and this creates a reaction in them. And they can't change how they feel about themselves or the situation because the event determines how they feel. So they perceive that reality is fixed, unchangeable, and permanent. For example, you are in a relationship with someone and they break up with you. Then you feel sad, you feel angry, you feel hurt, and you see your reaction is caused by what happened. This is how someone in victim mentality feels. They are at the effect of outside circumstances. These circumstances dictate how they feel, think, so it's controlling their emotional state and decisions. In other words, they are slaves to the external circumstances. But the way reality works is that your beliefs create events in your life. They also create your reactions to these events, meaning reality can change according to how you perceive it. So in this case, you are not the victim, you are the creator, you are the cause of everything. In the example we talked about, a manifestor would think, what beliefs do I have that could have created this situation? What can I do now to feel more deserving of the love that I want? To feel more worthy, more appreciative of myself. This way, you stop reacting and you start responding to the question, do I accept this? Do I feel comfortable with this outcome? In this case, the only thing you have to change is your beliefs and consequently your reactions. The important message here is that the universe will always say yes to your state, the state that you are embodying. You will not going to receive what you want by feeling like a victim of your circumstances. The universe does not care if you're right, if it's fair, if you deserve it or not. It cares about your beliefs and assumptions. If you have been wronged in the past and you get stuck in that identity, your whole life can be a vicious loop of you being wronged and betrayed. You will feel powerless, of course, and at someone's mercy, and you will focus on, why does this happen to me? But the shift that will make you rise from that circumstance only happens when you start focusing on the lesson and you ask yourself, what can I learn about myself from this? What beliefs got me into this? It doesn't really matter who is right or wrong. What matters is what you do with what you have experienced. Note that everything starts with your beliefs. Your actions will only match your identity. Your beliefs show up in your actions and in your results, because your actions and your results are only as good as what you allow yourself to believe. For example, if you think, I am not good enough, then you get into a relationship and everything's great, and then you experience something like they leave. If you ask yourself why are they leaving? Well, if I believe I am not good enough, then they have better options, right? The same happens with money. If I tell myself the story that I'm not good with money, what happens when I make money? I lose it, because if I'm not good with money, I can't manage it, or I will invest in the wrong things. Thinking terms, your beliefs are the maximum you can achieve. You may consciously want to achieve more, but you will only achieve it when you change the beliefs that are telling you that you can't. First comes a change in mental activity. Then we start taking inspired actions from that mental change, right? First, you change your identity and you work through your emotions. This will change your state. This will change your stories, what you relate with. And then actions align with the new state. What this means is that you are claiming now, you are not chasing. Because this is how you claim something without chasing it. When you focus on action without changing your beliefs, you are chasing instead of claiming. Your actions are empty and coming from fear, not certainty. When you change your state, your actions come from certainty, not fear. What we typically don't learn is that what we focus on becomes our results, okay? Our inner world is expressed in our outer world. So when we focus on something that we don't want to have, that we don't want to see, and we see it in the 3D, what came first? The mental activity. When we focus on something, we make it important, meaning we feed that reality. The energy we are feeding will get reflected back to us in our external world. We often ignore the inner world part and we focus more on the result. And we use this as proof of how the world really is, how it really works. We say, this is what happened because this is what I experienced, instead of seeing that certain beliefs we have made us aware of how reality can work against us. So if I focus on things can go wrong, I can lose money, they could leave me, then I'm telling my subconscious, go there and find evidences that this is true, okay? What happens is when I see something going wrong in the 3D, then I use this as proof. See, things go wrong. See, I lose money. See, they never stay, they leave. We forget that reality reflects back to us what we think and what we believe about us, who we think we are, what we think that happens to us. The belief I fail will create failure. The same thing is if you believe that you lose stuff, that you lose money, the result's going to be loss. And if you think like, this is the proof that you lose stuff, that you lose money, then you are embodying the identity of a victim. And if you think I'm not good enough, and then you see no appreciation, no respect, no commitment, it's the same thing, okay? It's about the identity that you embody. And it doesn't mean that this is how the world is. And this is where everything comes together. Once you stop treating your circumstances like fixed facts, once you stop allowing the 3D to decide who you get to be, once you stop reacting and you start responding from your new identity, then you stop being shaped by reality and reality starts being shaped by you. Because the truth is that the moment you start taking responsibility for your beliefs, you reclaim your power. The moment you stop chasing, you start claiming. And the moment you shift internally, your outer world, your external world has no choice but to follow. Your life is not happening at you. It's happening through you. Start with the smallest belief. Shift one reaction. Choose one identity, because the version of you who already has everything you want is already inside you. All you are doing now is tapping into them. So do it, and do it with confidence. You got this, guys. That's it from me. Thank you so much for being here. We are going to talk soon. Bye-bye.